I don't wanna feel this way, but it's not that easy.
It's been a very busy week here at the Morrow household and with Rave Home Staging and Vintage Bee Design. And it was a beautiful day today, Saturday. Even the animals wanted to get out and enjoy it. And I thought I would do a makeover that seemed pretty easy. So I'm going to take some projects from the staging warehouse and give them a whole new look. And I'm going to do this Ginger Chick style. I don't know if you watch Ginger Chick on YouTube. I'll leave a link for her channel below, but she has a pretty easy method of doing it. She uses Rustoleum 2 times, that's paint and primer in one, and she spray paints pretty much everything, I'll say, black, and then gives it a top coat, and then paints it all white, and then distresses back to the black. The reason you add the top coat is to make sure that they don't smudge in between. So today's project, I'm going to use that methodology pretty much across the board. I have these old shutters. I have probably had these in my staging inventory for at least 4 or 5 years. They've gotten pretty dinged up and have seen better days. And I am curious to see what they're going to look like farmhouse style using this method. I think it's pretty clever, her technique, to be honest, and I'm sure that she gets a lot of cohesion in her booth because everything is pretty much black and white. Now with my projects, they had been around for a while and there wasn't anything that I expected to bleed through. So I didn't need to add shellac, but be mindful that if it was stained underneath what you were painting, you might need to add a coat of shellac or two before you proceed with the black spray paint. Now the store was out of the Rustoleum chalk style paint, so we went ahead and got some Krylon chalk style paint, and the important thing here is that you kind of try to do nice even coats. This will actually take 2 coats of the white. It doesn't cover quite as well. I wish I'd gotten another can to completely finish, but in the end I am distressing these, so if they weren't perfect then it wasn't a big deal, because the whole idea of painting it black first was that I was going to be able to see the black underneath when I was done painting. I'm leaving a lot of the footage of me painting these because, one, I think it's kind of interesting, and two, it feels a little bit like ASMR. I don't know. Lately, I've really been into watching the Poland guy. I'll leave a link in the description. Him cleaning carpets. I don't know. There's something very pleasing about watching sort of that repetitive task where you actually see something happening. Next step is to move on with my Ryobi. I guess this is the triangle, sort of like the mouse tip sander, and I am just lightly sanding. I started off with a 220 sandpaper, and then I actually sort of moved to a 150 and then to an 80, which is usually the opposite way that you want to go. But I found that this chalk style paint was a little more difficult to distress than I had anticipated, and frankly, I didn't want to do a lot of it by hand. I was in to get this quick and done, and also I really like the look, to be honest, of the sander when it does it. It just feels super consistent and kind of gets down a little deeper than I would by hand. Now you'll see in some areas I do go ahead and hand sand a little bit, and that's mostly around the edges where I didn't want to take off too much, but then I come back with the sander again over this metal because frankly, again, it was just the paint was harder to distress than I anticipated. Now on this little middle area, I was thinking all along that I really needed to put something there. I don't know why it was blank, and I don't know, it was just bothering me, especially once it got painted white. So I went to my IC Paris stamp collection and decided to put kind of one of the bigger stamps in that space. I really like how this came out. I would love to hear what you think. Is this what you would have done in that space? Would you have left it blank? What do you think of the finished product here? Be sure to leave a note in the comments on whether you like this idea or not.
Complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way.
And now it's time time to move on to project number 2, and I have this metal screen that we used to use as headboard or artwork way back in the day. I probably picked this up at either TJ Maxx or Pier 1, I'm not sure. It again is another piece that has been used the heck out of, and it is super scratched up, and it's time for a new life. This is a piece that I'm not quite sure how I thought it was going to turn out. I really love how it ends, and actually I'm considering keeping it after I finished it, where it's a piece that I would never have put in my home previously. It kind of reminds me of a quilt when it's all said and done. So again, Ginger Chick style, I'm going to give it all a good coat of black spray paint. This is the paint and primer in one. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some top coat, and then we will go back in with some white.
I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just that stupid. Thought that we were meant to be.
And that completes project number 2. I would love to hear what you think. Are you surprised at the way that they came out? I know I was. I didn't think they'd come out quite this pretty. It really is beautiful. And I love it layered with the other pieces, which you saw at the very beginning and you'll see again at the very end. Tell me in the comments what you think. Did I over distress it, or do you like it just how it is? And on to our third and final project. I did want to take one quick peek though and say hello to our other babies who were hanging out with us, playing outside. So there's Backup. That is Sue's mom's old dog. That is now Sue's dog. And you can see Sam Winchester back there on the back end of the porch. And over here are Zoe and Patina having a good time. They have loved the new house and the yard, I have to say. They think it's their own private dog park. Okay, so back to the project. These are old shutters that, again, were in the warehouse. So I believe we purchased these from Kirkland's. I'm pretty sure. I think they were $59.95 each when we originally bought them. We certainly have gotten our money's worth. And now I'm going to give them a little bit of a new life, and we will go ahead and sell them in one of our booths.
I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. For you.
And so this concludes our third project and my makeover for today. How did you like them? How did you like this style? This is not what I typically do. And I didn't even pick up a paintbrush, which is so weird for me. But I do love how everything came out. And I might try this technique again. Tell me in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you watching the video. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider hitting subscribe and then also clicking on that bell. It really helps us to grow our channel. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. You don't think I have a problem with bumblebees? These actually are my favorite. And this guy, he looks like he's got cheeks, but really I was painting something. And then I have these as well. So yeah, bumblebees really do seem to fall into my life in all kinds of shapes and forms.